Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Manzur Ahmad Ganai, lecturer of history. Our today's topic for 11th class students of history subject is explain the important features of Copernican revolution. Dear students, Nicholas Copernicus was a scientist and scholar of Europe who lived in Poland in the 15th century. We understand that this 14th and 15th centuries up to 17th century was the period when the faiths, belief and ideals preached by church were began to be challenged, were challenged and questioned by everyone. And the church had preached a different kind of notion, different kind of teaching to the people about the earth, about the sun, about the solar system, about moon, about stars and other things. And these beliefs which church preached among the people were based on their own faith, not on based on any analysis. And the beliefs, the ideals which are preached by church among the people about earth, solar system and other things were challenged, were questioned by people after 14th century AD. And one of the great scientists and scholars who challenged these beliefs in 15th century was Nicholas Copernicus. Though Nicholas Copernicus wrote a book, namely De Revolutionibus, which in English means The Rotation. This book he did not publish in his lifetime because of the fear of church. And this book was published after his death, in which he challenged the ideas, the beliefs of church about earth, about solar system, about sun, about stars, about moon. And the idea, the concept of changing this challenging the beliefs of church, which was started by Nicholas Copernicus, was continued by other scientists later on. So the trend of challenging the ideals and the thoughts and the beliefs of church with regard to earth, solar system, sun, planets, stars, etc. This all system was started by Copernicus and was followed by other scientists after him. And these scientists as well challenged the beliefs and practices which are preached by the church. So therefore a revolution started in which a number of scientists and scholars challenged the beliefs and practices of the church which they used to preach the people. And therefore this revolution was started by Copernicus, which was taken to this heights by other scholars and scientists in Europe. The trend therefore was started by Nicholas Copernicus. Therefore the revolution which came after this, in which all beliefs of the church were challenged by the scientists, the revolution came to be known as Copernicus revolution, because the revolution was started by Nicholas Copernicus, which was then later taken forward by other European scientists. Let us see the features of this Copernican revolution now. Number one, Copernicus rejected the age-old belief that Earth was at the center of the universe and all heavenly bodies revolve around it. Dear students, church had preached to the people that the earth was at the center of the universe, located at the center of the universe, and all heavenly bodies means the sun, the stars, the moon, the planets, all other heavenly bodies were revolving around the earth. This is what church had preached to the people. But Nicholas Copernicus, in his book The Revolutionibus, changed this ideology and said completely reverse to it. So number first is that Nicholas Copernicus rejected the faith or the belief of the church that the earth was at the center of the universe and all heavenly bodies revolve around it. So he rejected this. Number two, Nicholas Copernicus asserted, means believed, that the planets, including the earth, rotate around the sun, and earth was not the center of the universe. So this is what we say. He challenged the ideology, the established faith and ideology. So Copernicus asserted that earth is not the center of the universe and all heavenly bodies do not revolve around earth, but it is basically earth which rotates around the sun along with all other planets, and earth was not at the center of the universe as well. Number three, another scientist of the Copernican age, of the Copernican revolution, namely Kepler, he believed that planets move around the sun not in circles but in elliptical way. Elliptical means in the way as is the shape of an egg. It was believed that the stars and planets they move in the circular ways, but Nicholas Copernicus broke the belief and preached, and this proved that the planets revolve in an elliptical way, in a way in the way as the shape of an egg, not in the circular way. Number four, Galileo Galilei of the same age confirmed the notion of the dynamic world in his book The Motion. Their students, it is believed that Christians had believed that the earth was a sinful place. Therefore, and the heavy burden of the sins made by the people had made earth immobile. The church believed, the Christians believed that earth was static, earth was immobile, because sins of the people had made the burden so much heavy. Had made the burden so much heavy, that the sin burden of the people was so much heavy on the earth that it was not able to move, it was immobile. But Galileo Galilei confirmed the notion of the dynamic world in this book, The Motion. Means he said that the universe, the earth was not immobile, it was moving, it was evolving, it was changing, it was dynamic. So he broke the old belief that earth was static and was not moving, and it was static just because of these sins of the people, sins of the humans. But so Galileo Galilei broke this belief and confirmed the notion of the dynamic world in his book The Motion. Number five, the Copernican revolution reached to its climax with Isaac Newton, who gave the theory of gravitation. And this theory of gravitation, the revolutionized the whole world, the whole concept of the world and the universe. Thank you.